This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. I bet most people have modified their car in some way to suit their own needs, even if it's a cell phone holder. Obviously, some people take car customization to higher levels than others, but there's one aftermarket part that NHTSA is warning against. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says not to put aftermarket decals on steering wheels because they can fly off in a crash and potentially cause a serious injury. The decals are metal or plastic, usually covered with rhinestones or other decorations, and attached to the steering wheel with an adhesive back. NHTSA says these decals can easily be dislodged when an airbag deploys and turn into a projectile. It cites at least one driver who lost sight in one eye. So NHTSA is urging drivers not to buy these decals for any make or model, and if an owner already has one, it says they should take it off. And in other safety news, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, or IIHS, says full-size pickups offer strong protection in side crashes, but they fall short in backseat safety. This is one of the newest areas for safety testers to scrutinize. The safety group crash-tested 2023 model year crew cab versions of the Ford F-150, Toyota Tundra, Ram 1500, and Chevy Silverado in its updated moderate overlap front crash test that now emphasizes backseat safety. And it found they weren't as good at protecting rear seat passengers. The Tundra earned a marginal rating, while the other trucks were all rated poor. The IIHS launched the updated test last year because the risk of fatal injury in newer vehicles is now greater in the rear than front seats. And the IIHS says that's because front seats now have improved airbags and advanced seat belts that are rarely offered in the rear. Last year, prices for metals used in EV batteries soared, with automakers scrambling to lock up supplies because they were concerned about long-term shortages. But that's completely changed this year. Bloomberg reports that lithium prices have plummeted 70% so far this year. Nickel has dropped 40%, and cobalt prices are down as well. That's because supplies have improved, with production increases coming from China, Indonesia, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The cool-off on electric vehicle sales is also pushing down the price of battery metals. And according to Benchmark Mineral Intelligence, supplies of lithium, nickel, and cobalt will be higher than demand in the short term, meaning prices will remain low for the next several years. General Motors is pausing production of its Cruise Origin autonomous shuttle. According to Forbes, Cruise CEO Kyle Volt told employees that it already produced hundreds of Origins and that it's, quote, more than enough for the near term when we are ready to ramp things back up. The move comes after Cruise recently paused all of its driverless operations in the U.S. because of safety concerns. Last month, the California DMV suspended Cruise's driverless permits after one of its vehicles was involved in an accident with a pedestrian. That incident is also being investigated by NHTSA.
We want to know what drives your testing. OTA, connected car, diagnostics, remote testing. Intrepid Control Systems is here to help you work from anywhere. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Ram is dropping V8 engines from its standard 1500 truck lineup in favor of an inline six-cylinder. It's the same 3-liter twin-turbo Hurricane engine that first debuted in the Jeep Wagoneer. Ram also provided some key details about the range-extended version of the 1500, what it calls the Ram Charger. But let's quickly run through the highlights of the new gas-only versions of the 2025 model year truck. 2 power outputs are available. The standard output is 420 horsepower, while the high output version makes 540 horsepower and can tow over 11,500 pounds. Exterior styling has some influence from the all-electric Ram concept, while the interior gets new digital displays, including a screen for the passenger. One last bit of tech is a new hands-free Level 2 system that it says works at all speeds on, quote, approved roadways. Now, let's jump over to the Ram Charger, which is built on the new Stella frame platform, the same that the new all-electric Ram REV is built on. The Ram Charger system combines Stellantis' 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 engine, a 130 kilowatt onboard generator, a 92 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and 2 electric drive modules. Even though the front drive module is bolted directly to the engine, there's no direct mechanical path from the engine to the wheels. Instead, the engine is paired with the generator, and it provides electricity to the battery, which then feeds the motor and wheels. Or, in a high-demand situation, the drive modules can take power from both the generator and battery. In that scenario, the Ram Charger can make up to 663 horsepower and do 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. It's also capable of traveling up to 690 miles and towing up to 14,000 pounds. For a quick comparison, the fully electric Ram truck will have 2 battery sizes, either 168 kilowatt hours, which provides up to 350 miles of range, or a 229 kilowatt hour battery pack that provides up to 500 miles of range. The new Ram 1500 with the Hurricane engines will start arriving at dealers early next year. The all-electric version comes in Q4 of 2024, and production of the Ram Charger will follow soon after that. Speaking of trucks, Honda is coming out with a more rugged version of the Ridgeline. It's giving the model its Trail Sport treatment, which is a new trim line that's offered on other vehicles as well and is more off-road focused. The Ridgeline Trail Sport features an off-road tuned suspension, all-terrain tires, steel underplates, and unique styling. Like the other versions of the Ridgeline, the Trail Sport will be built in the U.S. and Alabama and start arriving at dealers this winter. Chinese automaker Li Auto's first BEV, a new minivan called the Mega, will have some pretty impressive specs. It features a nearly 103 kilowatt-hour battery pack that provides up to 700 kilometers or 434 miles of range, 2 electric motors that combine for 400 kilowatts or over 540 horsepower, and it will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.5 seconds. For reference, it's about the same size as a Chrysler Pacifica, and despite those weird looks, the Mega is more aerodynamic than a Porsche Taycan. Sales are expected to kick off early next year with a starting price around $69,000. But that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. Borg Warner, propulsion solutions that support a clean, energy-efficient world. Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. And by Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
At Schaeffler, we pioneer motion. Electrifying mobility, manufacturing smarter, reducing CO2 emissions, making energy production clean. Schaeffler pioneers motion to advance how the world moves.
But at Teijin Automotive Technologies, we combine world-class composite materials expertise with cutting-edge designs because, frankly, there are better ways to lightweight vehicles. So lighten up with Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.